All right, this is our end of the semester final presentation for our Robotic Fulfillment Center Simulator by me, Bruno Rabaza, and Eric McCaw. Our elevator pitch goes as following. It's an automated fulfillment center simulation in which the player will use robot machinery, AI, to keep product cycle and transport products through the conveyor belts and pallets. Now we're going to show the core features of our simulation. So our original idea for this project was to have a, um, a simulation game similar to City Skylines and Factorio, for example, and to emulate um, the the way that they move and transport items across conveyor belts. Um, the game slowly transitioned into a simulation just because of the time frame and the number of features we wanted to implement. Um, but it still was able to come out as we planned of what we wanted to have. We took some inspiration from games like I said, City Skylines and Factorio, but also from um, this new recent game that it hasn't been that recent, but it's quite newer, Satisfactory, which also uses the kind of Factorio feel to transport items through conveyor belts and into other machines, as well as production line, which is pretty similar as well. Instead, it builds cars. Um, Also took inspiration from just the fulfillment center itself, um, prior, primarily Amazon. I've worked in the fulfillment center a while back, and I just thought all these moving parts and all these boxes and the amount of volume that comes from a warehouse like this, it just made the whole experience more exciting. And so I wanted to recreate that in into a game or a simulation. So this simulation is made for our audience is for people with 15 and up. There's been a good amount of research that shows that more often than not, younger people are more engaged. And also, this simulation could also be used for development in other companies and be able to simulate uh, training in these areas in big warehouses and how certain volumes of products that come in can be routed uh, around differently. Um, our three core values that we wanted to show was logistics and the conveyor belts and the robot arms play a good part in that. Robotics itself, we currently have two different working robots that are able to move pallets and products around into certain areas, and also free placement of pallets, of conveyor belts, of robots. Originally, our design plan was to have at least a basic fully working fulfillment center um, that took in pallets and products from inbound, and were able to uh, pick them, put them into the conveyor belt, and route them accordingly all the way to outbound, which will be sent to either other fulfillment centers or uh, directly to be shipped to customers. Our timeline that we followed, we divided our timeline into four different milestones. The first milestone, we managed to um, have a basic inbound and outbound area in which pallets arrive and should be sent out, the conveyor belt operations, um, and also basic robot arm movements and transferring. Milestone 2 was mostly getting the first features um, fixed and debugged, as well with product labeling and pallet labeling. Milestone 3, we started doing a little more features like storage. We were able to have storage racks that have up to 6 different pallets on them. Um, with the help of the robot arms, we were able to have routing operations and route the products accordingly. With milestone 4, our last milestone, we were able to do a lot of, again, a lot of fixing and debugging, and also implementing robot arm filters that filters different products to different destinations. And our robot jack AI can also transfer and move pallets to different places. This is some of the work we did for Milestone 1, where we first started building up the palette system and the data structures that went along with it. And to your left is the plan from inbound to outbound. And this is where we showed off the Milestone 3 work. As you can see to your left, the storage racks contain 6 different pallets to be able to be stored away and used at a later time. And we also implemented a manual movement of the pallets to be sent over to other different pallet placements that will be shown a little bit later. And our last milestone work um, was the AI transportation and also the package sorting. And this is where the manual movement I was talking about, where you click on the pallet and you. Now it's time for the demo. Right, so starting the demo off, you can see here we have just a small spawner in which it spawns different products. We can also speed up the time, slow down the time. So you can see the different products, the boxes are colored differently according to their destination. So for example, this red box goes to a certain address, and this arm right here is able to recognize that and filter it out. So it's able to, each robot arm is able to grab their respective product and place them in the pallets. This way we can grab these products from certain belts and sort them and route them accordingly. Now these conveyor belts also are spline based, so as you can see, these each time there's a break in the conveyor belt, it's a new spline point. So that's why it's able to be curved and moved or into a straight line. So this offers a lot of flexibility in the matter of being able to just route the conveyor belts according to your liking and where they want to go. Now we'll move on to the other robot AI. Okay, here we can see the other demo map in which the AI grabs the pallet and places it into placement mats. Since this is a prototype of the robot, it's a little buggy at times, but for the most part it does what it's intended to do. Grabs its nearest there you go, grabs its nearest pallet and assigns it to another placement. here we can show where the inbound and outbound